If you put an experienced street photographer in a street anywhere around the world, the chances are at the end of the day they're going to end up with some great street photographs. Photos that tell a story with one glance, or get people inquisitive as to what was happening in that scene at the time. But for most of us, me included, put us in that same situation, and you're lucky if you'll come back with a few decent photos. And only purely because it's not something that we do every day or that we excel in, something we are not comfortable with, or it's entering the unknown, not knowing what makes a good street photograph, or simply we're not in the right place at the right time. I took this photograph a while back when I was shooting some seascapes, and this bloke just walked into the scene with his shopping bags heading towards the sea, and I thought it was bizarre, so I took a photograph. And in this street photograph you could see a blind man approaching with obstacles in the way on the pavement. He managed to get around them okay, and I actually moved that trolley out of the way for him as he walked towards it. But those are just a couple of lucky shots, I suppose. As long as you've enjoyed yourself, I think that's what's most important, that and sharing your experience with other like-minded people. And there are two kinds of street photography, urban and street. Urban photography is anything on the street without people, and street photography is anything on the street with street people. I'm not sure where that came from, but I call it all street photography the same. Either way, you're on the street with a camera. Now, I'm not your everyday street photographer, and I can easily get bored in my own town, but when you go outside your own country, everything seems to change. All of a sudden, everything looks alien to you. It's different, it's exciting, and every picture you take is part of your travel experience in a different part of the world. I enjoy looking back at my own photographs because I can remember that moment, and it's not so exciting for others to see apart from maybe one or two that you took. And if I come away with a few that I can print, then I'm happy. So I'm going to walk you through the market streets of Bahrain, where I spent a few hours in this particular day taking photographs. So it's very quiet at the moment around this market, these souks in Manama in Bahrain. You can hear the call to prayer, and this is where everybody stops and starts to pray. So all around these streets at the moment there's lots of people gathered together and praying.
Compulsory with him. Okay. Compulsory with him. This manager man. Yeah, manager man. Manager.
Manager? He's a manager. God decided he's a manager. One of you are.
My manager.
Your manager. So I've brought two cameras with me down to the souks. I've got a digital monochrome Q2 Leica camera and also a Leica MP as well. Inside the Leica MP I've got two rolls of Tmax 400 for shooting around here. That's with a 50mm lens. And with this digital camera I've got a 28mm lens I can run around and shoot. So it's just nice to alternate stuff. Shoot as many as I like on this. I've got two rolls to shoot on the film camera. For the life of me, I don't know how I missed the other person out in this picture. And when you get back and you study your own photographs, you do start to wonder what is going on in your mind at the time. Why did I shoot this? Why did I do that? And this picture, people just walking. And I've got another picture here. I've got behind a trolley, but nothing's really happening in the background. But I still took the picture, and God knows what I was thinking on this shot. And this photograph here, this guy was fiddling with his moped, and I had a quick chat with him. Apparently his brakes had failed on the moped, and he looked up and I said, "Can I take your photograph?" I thanked him, and then that was it. He sped off with no brakes on his moped. It did make me laugh, you know, but no one else would know that apart from me looking at this picture and going, "Christ, that was the nutcase that was driving down the road on his moped with no brakes." It's just really quite strange. I've been walking around here for hours, and more than anything I've been in awe of the people haggling, and the market sellers, and the people, and the call to prayer. You know, it's just overwhelming. And trying to take pictures as well, back on the MP now. I've been taking between the digital and the film. I've not got a clue what I've got, but to be honest with you, I've just been walking around without any idea or clue. I could have come here and give myself a project to do, workers in shops, or maybe everything low down on my belly. I don't know, slower shutter speeds with people walking past, which is what I've been doing, and trying to find decent backgrounds. But really I've been in awe of everything. I'm just trying to take it in and taking photographs of things that I want to take photographs of to take back with me. I've got so many, and I think maybe at some point this might be quite interesting to put into a small book, maybe for myself or maybe for the channel if people are interested, to put out there of my adventures in Bahrain. This is something that I've never ever seen before in my life, and I've only seen a couple of times in the last few months, and it's quite amazing just to see different characters, different walks of life, different buildings, different people, different attitudes, different characters. And I've not got a clue where I am either. I'm just looking up, down, left, right, and everywhere is just trying to take it all in. And I don't even know where I am at the moment. I'm standing near some closed shop. I think they've all gone off to prayer again. Interesting. One thing I have learnt though is the guys are fine with having photographs taken. As soon as you see a woman, she wants to cover herself up. So I've not been taking as many photographs of women, just out of respect. Got to find where I am. So I'll come back to the market photos in a bit, guys, but I've got to show you this crazy fish tank that was in a shopping mall, and my mates thought it would be funny to send me unaware scuba diving whilst they stayed outside taking photos. I've never done scuba diving before in my life, and I had like a 5-minute crash course. Next thing I know, I'm inside this massive fish tank. What's all this then? Come on.
No, don't come out like that.
Like a seal.
But first, you have to put your hand.
That's so funny. That's how I'm going to kill you.
And I'm looking out and it was all blurry and I could just make people out, and I started pointing to the ones that set me up to this. In other words, I'll get you later for this. But it was actually great fun.
Yeah. For now. I know.
What's all this thing?
Yeah. That was a good one.
We then went to the Formula 1 track in Bahrain to do a little spot of off-roading, which was again amazing and fun. Now unfortunately we didn't get any photographs of this, but we did have some GoPros running, and a little bit later they sent me and my daughter Jess drag racing, which was totally out of my comfort zone. And then we spent a little bit more time at the Bahrain Formula 1 racing track. Had a great time with friends and like-minded photographers, even though I'm sure that they're treating me like Cole Pilkington. Anyway, let's get back to the markets. So it's proper quieting down now in the market. I've been here for a couple of hours just walking around, and the busiest time was definitely prayer time, and after that a lot of people went shopping, and it's just really got quiet. I guess being Friday, it's their Saturday. Tomorrow will be their equivalent to Sunday. Our Sunday is going to be their equivalent to the first day of work, Monday. So today being a Friday, I should imagine most people, it's now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Most people have just come back to their families probably, like most of us do on a Saturday, maybe going for something to eat, I don't know. But the market's got really quiet. And I'm on my last roll of film, which is a Kentmere 400. I thought I had 2 rolls of Kodak Tmax 400, but I haven't. But one Tmax 400 and one Kentmere 400 as well. So once I've shot the rest of this roll, I want to get back on the digital and just get a few more pot shots before I meet back up with my wife and daughter, which they're shopping in the mall somewhere, and then we'll get picked up and go back to south, more down the south of Bahrain, where we're staying, away from the city. What a wonderful time I've had here today though. Just listening to the sights and the sounds, and I've left the GoPro running at certain points for you guys to also experience what I'm experiencing, just people watching and the sights and sounds of these souks. Mostly they're Indian, most of the people here are Indian. There's quite a lot of Saudis as well that are coming over for the weekend, getting some bargains at the souks. No doubt they'll be driving back to Saudi Arabia. And only very few Bahraini people that I've met around this area. Interesting. People staring at me thinking I'm strange. How are you? Yeah, you okay?
You too?
Yeah, you alright? People are just friendly to talk to you. Out for now. So when it comes to street photography and people in my own town, it can be a bit boring. Everyone looks uninteresting and unappealing, so mostly I'd be taking photographs of the old buildings and decay. I like that sort of photography. But put me in London, where I grew up, and other cities around the world, and you see much more that you're not used to. Just totally different walks of life. And although I've showed you guys the gritty streets of Bahrain, it is a wonderful place with amazing shopping malls, buildings, restaurants and culture, and a very friendly place to visit in the Gulf. And it's not much bigger than the Isle of Wight, where I live. Most of the photographs that I took were not that interesting as far as good street photography goes, but I guess that's where confidence and practice comes in. But I like them, and that's what's important. And there's 2 in particular that I would like to print, and that's the man that got me the water and the coffee, and also the stray cats. And these I'll frame and put in my room as a memory from that day. This cat here amazed me. It looked like a right proper fighting cat, you know, on the streets. A real feral cat, but it looked like he'd been through a few battles himself. He looked like the king of the jungle there. It was a big, thick, heavy cat. These look like felines, but this looks like a tom, just sitting on this bin. And I did like the shot. You can see they're all. This one's ready to pounce away, but I managed to get the shot in quickly before they did. This fellow, he didn't mind at all. He was just watching, thinking, "What you up to?" So those are the 2 prints that I made, and I guess the point of this video is, you know, we're all intrigued about street photography. Some people are a bit nervous about going onto the street and taking photographs of people, and other people just go off and do it. They've got bags of confidence. I wouldn't say that I've got plenty of confidence to do some of the street photography that I've seen, but I'm certainly confident enough to go on the street with my camera and take photographs of whatever I like. But then there's some scenes that are better than others. You know, if you're going to go out and do street photography, hopefully find what you can get. You might come back with nothing. You might come back with 1 or 2 decent photographs that tell a story inside that one picture. Other times you might go to a protest or something like that, and the whole story's unveiling around you at the time. You're just sitting there shooting, hoping to get the best photograph. And of course, that's what a lot of media journalists do. But the sort of street photography I like mainly is walking down back streets, dirty, gritty streets, taking photographs of old stairways, old windows, anything old that's getting rusty or getting worn out. And if a person pops up along the way, it's nice to grab a photograph if I can. Sometimes if I do see a certain scene, I'll sit there and wait for someone to walk past if I feel like I need a person in that scene. But that guy there, he bought me a coffee and a water. I'll always remember that. So that's to me worth framing and putting on the wall. It's a story that I can tell. But at the end of the day, I respect a lot of street photographers when they're going out there and they're getting some really good stories on the streets. And it's important, I think, to record that in this day and age. It might not look interesting now, but maybe 30, 40 years down the line, you know, those photographs, you might look back and go, oh, crikey, I remember those cars, or I remember those clothes, or I remember that brand, or whatever. I remember the streets looking like that 30, 40 years ago. Exactly how we look at it when we look at photographs from the 60s and 70s, even earlier. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments if you do street photography, if you enjoy it. How do you feel about doing street photography? Are you confident? You don't mind going up and just pushing the camera in someone's face, which sometimes I think is a little bit over the top. But let us know in the comments about your street photography. I'd like to read about it, and I'm sure many others that haven't quite got the confidence to go on the streets and take photographs, they want to read about it as well. Maybe it might give them the confidence to go ahead and do so. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you next time.